friends. So today we are going to talk about something called a central message. Okay, now some of you may have heard of this before, some of you may have not, and that's okay. A central message is a lesson that the author of a book wants you to learn after you read the book. Okay, so we're still talking about our book, Far From Home, that we've been talking about this whole week. Okay, now the central message from Far From Home is that you can learn new things when you work together, and then learning those new things can be fun. Okay, so putting that all together, learning new things can be fun when you work together. That is our central message from Far From Home. Okay, now an example of that, because when you say that a book has a central message and you tell whoever what that message is, you have to be able to give them examples from your story showing them that message. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example from our story that shows that central message. When Brian had to learn Kung Fu, at first, did he think it was easy or did he think it was hard? If you said he thought it was hard, you are right. Remember, it says after lunch, Brian had to learn a new sport. It was called Kung Fu. He found it hard. He kept falling over, right? So at first, he didn't know how to do it. He thought it was very difficult, and I'm sure he was getting frustrated, right? Because he just kept falling over. So he's learning a new thing here. He's never done Kung Fu before, so this is new, right? And then the other children helped Brian, and he started to enjoy it, right? So our central message again is learning new things can be fun when you work together. So he was learning a new sport, Kung Fu. It was very hard for him. But then he worked together with his friends at his new school, and he was able to learn it, and then he had fun doing it, right? Okay, so that is our central message, and that's our example from the story. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take that central message of learning something new becomes more fun when you work with someone else. I want you to take that message and I want you to think of a time when you were learning something new and it was really difficult at first. You couldn't figure it out. Maybe you were getting upset, frustrated, whatever it might be. And then you worked together with someone in order to learn that new task. Okay? Now, you may not be able to think of this right away, and that's okay. I want you to really think about this, okay? Think of a time you were learning something new, you couldn't quite get it, you worked with someone else or maybe a bunch of other people, and then you learned that new thing and you had fun doing it, okay? I want you to think of that. Once you have it, you're going to draw a picture showing us whatever that new thing is. Now, remember, when you draw a picture, it has to be detailed, right? Because your readers, they don't know what they're about to read. So if you have a really detailed picture, it makes it easier for them. And then when they look at your picture, they can figure out what it's trying to show, right? If you just draw a really quick picture, there's not a lot of color in it, there's not a lot of details, your readers aren't going to know what it's supposed to be. Okay, so take your time, draw a nice detailed picture, and then you're going to write a sentence explaining whatever that skill was that you couldn't quite get at first, and then you got when you worked with someone else. Okay, so have fun doing this, and I can't wait to see them. Bye, first grade.